Greetings and peace be upon you all. Thanks again for joining. This is the price detector. Before we jump into the potential movements of the crypto market, namely Bitcoin and our beloved alts, let me just showcase the potential and the accuracy of our indicator and look at how it's impossible to tell where the price is likely to reverse from, bounce off of either on the upside or on the downside but in fact when you do switch it on, you can see that there's a very large overhead resistance here, for example above the 420 mark up to the 440, and that's what causes mostly a sell down. There are other aspects that cause the potential altcoin to either be bought up or sold down, but we'll leave that for another video. So that's how actually strong our indicator is, and that's on Bittensor Tau. Let's have a look on Bitcoin, and we have another indicator for Bitcoin. Look at how it's impossible to know where price is actually going to be most likely reversed, but let's see how it's much different and how you're with a high degree of probability and accuracy have the ability. It's like having X-ray vision to the market. Look at how Bitcoin is trending sideways within the bounds of our PD levels. Just extraordinary. And I wanted to remind you that these PD levels are up for grabs and you can have free access to them. Finally, we've been working very hard to bring them into fruition, so you do have limited free access. The way you can access the indicator is through our pricedetector.tech website, where you can input in your email and Tradingview username. And keep in mind that yes, free accounts do have access to the indicator as well, so you don't need to have a paid account on Tradingview. Moving back into the potential movements for Bitcoin, let's start with Bitcoin because it's the king of cryptos. We've seen that price the previous 2 days tried to get above these two levels of resistance here between the 97k and the 98,500k. It got rejected down to this level where it consolidated a bit, showed a bit of weakness, and then today it retested the bounce off the 94k mark, and now it's showing strength, and it's most likely either going to challenge the 96k mark. If it successfully turns this into support, where this line will change, where this level will change its color into green, then it's most likely then to pursue the 98k mark. If it shows more weakness and we break down from the 93,500 mark, we're most likely going down to either the 92k mark or further down if we have further weakness into the main market onto the 90k mark. That's where we see Bitcoin heading. So if we are to plot this down, or to plot this as how it would look like for price tomorrow, I'd say 2 days or so, price is either going, I'd say these are the most likely outcomes. If we color code these into a bullish case, consolidating case, and bearish case, and keep in mind that these are based on our PD levels, which time and time again has shown accuracy into predicting future price moves and where price is likely to bounce from. Look at this part, look at this area here. Once you have access to the indicator, you'll find them under the invite only section, and you can refer to the video on the website for more information on how to access these. If we move on to Tau, and let's see what Tau's potential price action is likely. Let's turn on the Tau specific indicator and see where price is. As you've seen, Tau is showing some strength since yesterday. It's been consolidating along the 350 mark, along this cluster of strong support around the 350 mark. It overcome a level of support between the 360 and 370 mark. Now it's trying to challenge the moderate resistance at the 390 mark. Once we overcome that, the next level of resistance should be around the 405 mark. If we manage to successfully overcome that, the next level of resistance above is only at the 420. So we do have a gap that we can utilize and profit from if we buy correctly, as in buy on the way down and then sell on the way up. If you manage to buy on some retracements here, you might get a good percentage return. Let's say you buy somewhere around here, and then price, you can sell it even before the 390 resistance, or a longer time frame. You could wait until the 419 mark, where you could sell it for a good 16-17% profit. So it's all about your entries, and these are the main aspects of our indicators, is how it's laying to you the foundations of layer buying and just managing your risk on the downside. We never go long, we never go short, we never leverage. We only go at spot. You might be able to see this gap here on the negative or case. If we break down between the 330 and 340 mark, that we might be heading down to around the 311 mark. So keep that in mind and trade carefully. But what's great about leveling down or adding your levels down while buying is that you easily can lower your average. You can easily lower your average entries, and thus getting higher percentages of gains. That requires a great amount of fortitude and patience. But imagine not having this, guys. You would imagine not having these. We're looking at the price. You never know how big that support or resistance is, and it's very limited to your current view. What our indicator does is that it takes into account the whole price history since day one of the trading, and it just lays that whole price action graphically into your view, and it's to graphically show you where the support and resistances are structurally, as well as the strength of each line. Different clusters entail different strengths, so you could say that this, because it's a cluster of around 4 lines, even though they're of different thicknesses or with thinner lines, may have more power or strength than, say, a cluster of 2 lines, even though it's greater thickness. That's what we wanted to show you. On a bullish case, we might be able to challenge possibly the 400, for maybe a higher bullish case around the 420, consolidation maybe around the 370, and a bearish case possibly around the 340 mark. And again, for limited time, the indicator is up for grabs, so do access our website. Just input in your Tradingview username and email, and again, you can use a free Tradingview account and you'll still have access to the indicators. For now, we have the Bittensor Tau indicator and the Bitcoin indicator. We're working on the Kaspa, Solana, and ETH indicators. These are the next batch that is to come really soon, and we'll have 2 versions of the Kaspa and Tau indicator. It will have a weekly version and a monthly version. You'll have access to both for the time being until that changes. So do enjoy and do utilize the time you have access to those indicators and trade responsibly. Thanks again for joining. This was Joseph from the Price Detector. I'll leave you to this really nice clip of our indicator working, even though this was plotted early Feb, and how it's accurately predicting price movement. Look at how accurate it's predicting where price is likely to bounce off or to reverse from. Beautiful. For this value, it's the indicator for now, for a limited time, is available for grabs. Do access the link below for Bitcoin, Bittensor Tau, Solana, Kaspa on the way for the last 3. Thanks again for joining. This, Joseph from the Price Detector. I'll see you soon.